ever walked into a school cafeteria and felt like there was no place for you to sit, then you'll understand exactly how Ethan felt. He wasn't the kind of kid who stood out. Not the class clown, not the athlete, not the straight-A student. Just Ethan. A 15-year-old with messy brown hair, a hoodie 2 sizes too big, and a habit of avoiding eye contact. Ethan had no close friends, no lunch table to call his own, and definitely no idea how to fix that. But all of that was about to change. It started in the library, his usual hideout during lunch. Ethan sat at his favourite corner table, flipping through a comic book, when he overheard a group of loud, laughing kids outside. A group that he wasn't part of. He sighed, tapping his pencil against his notebook, and mumbled, "Why isn't there a place for kids like me?" And then it hit him. What if there was? Ethan grabbed his notebook and scribbled down 3 words. The Outsiders Club. A club for kids who didn't fit anywhere else. No rules, no expectations. Just a place to exist without feeling out of place. The next day he printed a flyer and pinned it to the school bulletin board. It was simple. Do you feel like you don't fit in? Come to room 203 after school. No pressure, no judgment, just a place to be yourself. Ethan. And then he waited. At 3:30 p.m, Ethan sat in room 203, staring at the empty desks. His heart pounded. What if no one shows up? He almost left. Almost. But just as he stood up, the door creaked open. In walked Milo, a quiet kid who always wore headphones and never talked in class. Then Jasmine, the girl who sketched dragons in her notebook but never raised her hand. And finally, Liam, the tall guy who sat alone in the back of the bus every day. They looked at Ethan. Ethan looked at them. Silence. Then Jasmine cleared her throat and asked, "So, what do we do in this club?" Ethan hadn't thought that far ahead, but instead of panicking, he smiled. "We do whatever we want." And just like that, the Outsiders Club was born. At first, the meetings were awkward. They sat in silence, unsure of what to say. But little by little, things changed. They played board games. They brought snacks. They talked about video games, movies, weird teachers, and things they never told anyone else. One day, Jasmine showed them her dragon sketches, and they were amazing. Milo played them his own music, something he'd never let anyone hear before. Liam confessed that he wasn't really a loner. He just never knew how to start a conversation. And Ethan, for the first time in his life, he felt like he belonged. A few weeks later, something unbelievable happened. Ethan walked into the cafeteria, tray in hand, ready to sit alone like always. But then he heard someone call his name. Jasmine waved him over. Milo scooted his chair to make space. Liam grinned and said, "Dude, sit down already." Ethan sat. He wasn't invisible anymore. The Outsiders Club wasn't just a club anymore. It was a friendship. Moral of the story. Sometimes the place you belong doesn't exist until you create it. So if you feel like an outsider, remember this. There are others like you, waiting for a chance to connect. Be the one who starts something new.